He wanted me to sleep with another man, not just any man, a black man, and not just sleep with him but allow my husband to watch. My name is Harper and I am a 38-year-old married woman living in the suburbs of Houston, Texas. I have been with my husband Theodore for nearly 16 years. We have built a quiet life, stable, comfortable, and safe, maybe too safe. Theodore is a software engineer. Logical kawa. I thinking I am a star-bottom wife now, ever since our daughter left for college. I used to teach at an elementary school, but something inside me faded when the house became quiet. The silence a room for something darker, something I had ignored for years. Desire it started as harmless teasing. Theodore would mention things during pillow talk, wild fantasies, threesomes, roleplay, even being a cuckold. I would roll my eyes, kiss his neck and dismiss it as nothing serious. But over time the tone shifted, the idea kept coming back. He started saying names, describing scenes in detail. Heard a root talking about Henry. He told me they met at the gym, said Henry was different, confident, dominant. Theodore said watching Henry with his wife had changed how he saw us **x. He said Henry could do thin G. He never could, and that maybe I deserved to feel that too. I asked if this was about him not being enough. He said no. He said it was about freeing me, about giving me something unforgettable, about letting go of shame and just feeling. I did not believe him until the night at the restaurant. He said Henry was upstairs waiting at the hotel suite, that he had already spoken with him, that he, New York, had agreed to take me. Theodore paid the bill. I walked out of that restaurant trembling, but I followed him anyway. The elevator ride up felt like forever. I stared at my reflection in the mirror. Walls, lipstick, perfect hair curled, eyes wide and frightened. My heart begged me to run. My thighs begged me to stay. The hotel door opened before Theodore could even knock. There stood Henry, shirtless in black joggers. His C***** T was broad, carved and covered in tattoos. He looked me dead in the eyes and smiled like he had already owned me. He said nothing, just stepped aside and let me in a room smelled like cologne and sweat. Dim lights, champagne on ice. One bed. Theodore sat down in the corner armchair without a word. He looked excited. Henry walked over to me, placed a hand on my H**** and wigs par to my ear. If you want me to stop, say the word, otherwise you're mine tonight. I did not say stop. I did not say anything. He said me hard to control toward the straps of my dress from my shoulders and let it fall. I was bare before him in seconds. His hands were firm use. Hacking, he lifted me like I weighed nothing and laid me on the bed, and when I saw him remove his joggers, everything changed. 12 and thick, heavy pulsing, my body froze. My mind raced, but my soul, all was already gone. Henry touched me like no one ever had. He read every gasp, every arch, every moan. He knew how to ruin me gently, and my husband watched, stroking himself slowly, eyes wide with one. During I lost count of how many times I came. I lost track of time completely, hours slipped by, sweat dripped, my voice cracked. My body was not mine anymore. It was Henry's canvas, and he painted me wit. His rhythm. By the time he collapsed beside me, my legs were numb. My husband walked over, my forehead and whispered, "Thank you." I turned to Henry. He smiled, and I knew in that moment I was never going to be the same again. I woke up, so not just physically but emotionally, mentally, spiritually, my body ached in places I never knew could ache. My throat was raw from moaning, my thighs were still trembling, and my soul, it was somewhere between guilt and craving. Theodore lay next to me, still asleep, one arm lazily draped over my waist. I turned to look at him, peaceful, content, smiling in his sleep like a man who had just lived out a dream. But my mind was not on him. It was on Henry. It was on his deep voice, the calm and in grip of his hands, the heaviness of his body on mine, and the stretch that had broken something wide open inside me. He had touched a nerve I never knew existed, and now I could not forget it. I did not want a Theodore K*** me on the shoulder when he woke up and said, "You were amazing." I smiled weakly, but the truth was I had not been pretending. I had not been performing. I had been devoured, owned, unleashed, and I wanted it again. That afternoon, Theodore made us breakfast in the hotel room. We acted like a regular couple on a weekend getaway, but I was distracted. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw Henry's face hovering over me. I felt his breath on my neck. His voice, echoed in my ears, had haunted me. Later that week, Theodore brought him up again. He said, "Henry wanted to see me again." I tried to act unsure to seem like I was not desperate. But the truth was I had already dreamed about it every night since we met Henry the next Saturday at a luxury Airbnb. Theodore had rented just outside town, secluded private clean white sheets and scented candles. Theodore brought wine and said he would stay in the corner again. Henry arrived late, walked in like he owned the place like he had just stepped out of a music video. He wore a simple black t-shirt that clung to his C*******T, NIE gray sweats that did not hide much. He looked at me, smiled, and said, "Miss me?" I did not respond. I just walked up to him and pressed my lips to his. This time it was different, slower, deeper. He took his time, undressed me with patience, said every inch of my skin and aired things in my ear that made me melt. He bent me over the couch, spread my legs apart, and slid into me with ease as if my body had been waiting for him. Theodore watched silently again, but this time something was different in his eyes. The excitement was still there, but so was something else, something sharp. Maybe jealousy, maybe regret, but I did not care. My body no longer belonged to my husband, not in that moment. Henry whispered my name like a secret prayer. His strokes were slow at first, teasing me, building me up to the edge, then crashing into me until I screamed. I could not hold back. I moaned so loud I bit into the pillow to muffle the sound. But Theodore heard it all, every second, every plea, and he never looked away. When it ended, I collapsed on the floor, legs shaking, lips in UB. Henry sat beside me, pulled me into his C******T and stroked my hair gently. Theodore walked over, said my forehead again, but this time his lips lingered. He said, "He makes you feel things I never could. Does he not?" I said nothing. He already knew the answer. Through that night, everything changed. Henry began texting me directly, just checking in. He said just saying hello, but his words always came with heat. Responding late at night when Theodore was asleep. I would reread our conversations in that bathroom, my heart racing, my fingers wandering. I was becoming addicted. One afternoon, Henry sent me, "Sage, wanna see me without Theodore?" I stared at it for almost an hour and then I said yes. We met at a hotel near the edge of the city. No cameras, no questions, just raw, dangerously. The moment I walked and Henry grabbed me, pushed me against the wall and said me like he had been arming for me that night. There was no slow build-up, no candles, no wine, just pure raw passion. He bent me over the dresser, pulled my skirt up, pushed my panties aside, entered me in one smooth motion. It was rough, wild, filthy. I screamed his name. He growled mine. We both lost control. Came 3 times before he did. When I got home that night, Theodore was in the living room watching TV. He asked me if I had fun shopping. I nodded. He smiled, but I could not meet his eyes. I showered that night with the water burning, hot, scrubbing. Henry sent off my skin, but it was already too deep. He had buried himself inside me, deeper than anyone ever had, and not just physically. Emotionally. Theodore started to notice. I was distracted during dinners, distant in bed. I touched myself more than I touched HM. I stared at my phone like a teenager, waiting for a crush to text back. One night he finally said it. "You are falling for him, aren't you?" I froze. I tried to deny it, but I could not lie. I do not. Tay. Now I whispered. He stood up and walked away. That was the first time he did not kiss my forehead. For I started seeing Henry more. I stopped telling Theodore. First I felt guilty, but soon I just felt alive. Henry brought something out of me I never knew existed. He made me feel powerful as XY desired. He took control in ways that made me want to surrender completely, and I did. One night Henry looked at me while I was lying naked in his bed and said something I never expected. I could steal you if I won 3. I laughed, but deep down I was not sure if I wanted to be stolen. I leaned back, closed my eyes and let the warm bath water soothe my aching body. But no amount of Rosen head soap or gentle husbandry touch could wash away what had already taken root deep inside me. I was his Henry. When Theodore was the one touching me, it was Henry. I felt when Theodore said me softly on the cheek. All I wanted with Henry rough lips on my neck. Every gentle caress only reminded me of the wildness sigh. Craved weeks passed, and the secret I had tried to keep from my husband became a new way of life. First Theodore acted like he did not notice. Maybe he was in denial. Maybe he thought it was just a phase that I would get it out of my system. But I did not. I went deeper. Henry started calling me late at night. Sometimes I would sneak out while Theodore slept. Other times I would lie and say I was going to yoga or brunch, but all I wanted was him. Henry never treated me like a fragile wife. He talked to me like a craving. He took me like a secret. I was no longer the woman. Mimar Aid. I was someone new, someone dangerous. One night Henry came to our house. Theodore invited him. I almost choked when I saw him at the door. Theodore opened a bottle of wine, played music, asked Henry to ask it and make himself comfortable. My hands trembled as I poured the wine. I knew what was happening. Theodore had not lost control, he had given it away. For dinner, Theodore leaned back on the couch and said something that changed everything. I want to watch again, but this time I want to see how far you will go. His voice was calm, cold, like a man watching a game instead of his wife preparing to be. Tray him under his roof. I looked at Henry. He stood, walked, overtook the glass from my hand and sat it down. Then, without a word, he pulled me toward the stairs. I looked back. Theodore nodded that nig. T was the wildest of them all. Henry did not hold back. He used me, pushed my limits, called me names I never thought I would respond to, but I did with moans, with whimpers, with every inch of submits. Theodore sat in the chair across the room, sipping his wine like he was watching a movie, his eyes more blank. The moment Henry finished inside me, I collapsed on the bed, panting, covered in sweat. A&D shame. Theodore stood, walked over and said me on the forehead again, but this time I saw it in his eyes. Resentment. Weeks after that night, things changed. Theodore barely touched me, barely spoke woo. And from passionate evenings to quiet dinners, I would find him staring at me with a distant look, like he was remembering the woman I used to be.